Do you ever feel like the VA benefit system is a massive, confusing maze designed specifically to keep you from the financial freedom and stability you earned? You are absolutely not alone. Every veteran knows the feeling of staring at endless forms, trying to figure out which benefit truly changes your life and which is just a nice bonus. We spend so much time focusing on the little details that we often miss the big picture, the benefits that provide true generational impact. Forget the brochures and the basic lists. We've ranked the most potent life-altering VA benefits specifically for 2025. This isn't just about monthly checks. This is about leveraging your service into lasting financial security, comprehensive health coverage, and career transformation. We've analyzed the data, tracked the legislative changes, and factored in the economic projections to bring you the definitive ranking. Stick with us because the benefit that ranks number one might not be what you think, and missing it could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Are you ready to stop leaving money on the table and start building the future you fought for? Let's dive deep into the ultimate ranking of VA benefits, starting with the foundational element that underpins nearly everything else, but which veterans frequently underutilize to its full potential. At the very top of our list, undeniably holding the crown for sheer compounding financial and medical impact, is VA disability compensation. Now you might be thinking, well, duh, everyone knows about disability pay, but the sheer magnitude of this benefit, especially when viewed over a 30 or 40-year lifespan, makes it the undisputed champion. This isn't just a monthly stipend, it is a tax-free income stream, indexed to inflation, protected from market volatility, and capable of providing significant, life-changing financial leverage. When we talk about impact, we aren't just discussing the 100% rate, we're talking about the cascading effects of that rating. Consider the secondary benefits alone: access to higher priority healthcare groups, possible eligibility for SMC, special monthly compensation, and often state-level property tax exemptions that can save you thousands annually. The key misunderstanding here, the critical error many veterans make, is viewing their rating as static. In 2025, with increased focus on mental health conditions, sleep apnea, and complex secondary diagnoses, the landscape for maximizing your compensation is more favorable than ever, provided you approach the claims process strategically and thoroughly. We need to dissect the nature of this compensation, moving beyond the basic percentage tables. What truly elevates disability compensation above all others is its relationship to the concept of effective date and the potential for retroactive pay. Imagine receiving a lump sum payment covering years of undercompensated service-connected conditions. This immediate financial infusion can wipe out debt, provide a down payment for a home, or establish a robust emergency fund, a financial reset button unavailable through almost any other government program. This retroactive element alone provides a financial jolt that no other benefit can match, making the proper documentation and timely filing of claims absolutely critical. Furthermore, let's talk about the often overlooked complexity of MAOCAR secondary conditions. Many veterans secure a rating for a primary issue, say knee pain, but fail to connect the subsequent development of chronic back issues, mental health struggles stemming from chronic pain, or even conditions like GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, caused by pain medication usage. The VA system is designed to compensate for the entire causal chain originating from service. A high-impact veteran in 2025 understands that the 100% rating is often achieved not through one catastrophic condition, but through the cumulative effect of multiple interconnected conditions that prevent gainful employment or severely limit quality of life. This requires meticulous medical evidence gathering, linking current diagnoses back to service events, and, crucially, understanding the nuances of the bilateral factor and the combined rating table. If you have a 50% rating for one leg and a 50% rating for the other, that doesn't simply add up to 100%. The math is exponentially complex, and understanding how these numbers combine is paramount to achieving the highest possible compensation level. The financial difference between a 90% rating and a 100% rating is immense, not just in the monthly payment, but in the door it opens to the other high-impact benefits we will discuss later. Missing the 100% mark by a single percentage point can mean missing out on educational benefits for dependents and critical healthcare priority status. That small percentage difference translates to hundreds of thousands of dollars lost over a lifetime. This benefit, because it provides a protected, tax-free income stream, fundamentally alters your retirement planning, your ability to secure conventional loans, since it is considered stable income, and your overall financial risk profile. It is the bedrock upon which all other financial stability is built. The enduring impact of this benefit is why it must rank number one, but only if you maximize its potential by pursuing every service-connected angle, including those conditions that only manifested years after separation. Moving swiftly to our second most impactful benefit, which provides unparalleled financial leverage and is often the key to building generational wealth, we find the VSB home loan guarantee. This benefit is a powerhouse, a financial tool so potent that if used correctly, it can save you tens of thousands of dollars immediately and hundreds of thousands over the life of the loan. Why does it rank so high? Because it provides two critical advantages that conventional lending simply cannot match: zero down payment and the PMI, elimination of private mortgage insurance, PMI. Sharakam. Think about that for a moment. In a competitive housing market, the requirement for a 20% down payment is the single largest barrier to entry for most young families. The VA loan obliterates that barrier, allowing veterans to enter the housing market years earlier, locking in equity and benefiting from property appreciation sooner. This acceleration of wealth accumulation is a massive, often underestimated financial advantage. Furthermore, avoiding PMI, which can cost hundreds of dollars per month on a conventional loan, immediately lowers your monthly housing expense, freeing up capital for savings, investment, or debt reduction. This isn't just about buying a house. It's about accessing real estate, the most common engine of American wealth, without the traditional gatekeepers of massive upfront cash. The true genius of the VA home loan, however, lies in its repeat usage and refinancing options. Many veterans mistakenly believe they can only use the loan once. That is unequivocally false. You can reuse the benefit multiple times throughout your life, often restoring your full entitlement once the previous loan is paid off or assumed. Even more powerfully, the HOW Interest Rate Reduction Refinance Loan, IRRL, often called the VA Streamline Refi, allows veterans to rapidly and efficiently lower their interest rate with minimal paperwork, often without an appraisal, when market rates drop. This ability to easily adjust your largest liability, your mortgage, in response to economic shifts is an incredibly valuable financial hedge. In a fluctuating 2025 economy, the ability to quickly pivot and secure a lower rate translates directly into thousands of dollars saved annually. The impact of the VA loan is not just tied to your first home. It's a lifetime financial tool that adapts to your changing needs, whether you are buying a multi-unit property, building a custom home, or simply refinancing to pull cash out for home improvements or debt consolidation. Veterans who maximize this benefit treat it as a revolving line of credit for housing, understanding that the guarantee is the key to unlocking affordable, stable shelter, a fundamental human need and a cornerstone of financial stability. Neglecting to understand the nuances of the funding fee, which can often be waived for service-connected disabled veterans, further increasing the savings, is a critical error. The waiving of the funding fee is a direct, immediate financial benefit that instantly increases the power of the loan, saving thousands right at closing. This benefit is a lifetime investment vehicle, securing its place firmly as the second most impactful benefit available. Shifting gears dramatically and focusing on the most rapidly expanding area of VA support, our third-ranked benefit is the comprehensive suite of services and compensation opened up by the PACT Act and toxic exposure benefits. This is arguably the most significant expansion of VA healthcare and disability eligibility in decades, and its impact is only beginning to be fully realized in 2025. The PACT Act fundamentally changes the game by establishing presumptive conditions. For veterans exposed to burn pits, Agent Orange in new locations, and other environmental hazards. Why is this so high on the list? Because it removes the heaviest burden of proof from the veteran. Before the PACT Act, proving a direct nexus between, say, deployment to Iraq in 2008 and a subsequent diagnosis of constrictive bronchiolitis was a Herculean, often impossible task. Now, for specific covered conditions, the VA presumes the connection, streamlining the claims process and guaranteeing care. This isn't just a procedural change. It's a moral and financial imperative. Thousands of veterans who were previously denied compensation and care for debilitating illnesses, cancers, respiratory diseases, hypertension, and more are now eligible. The impact of the PACT Act is twofold: immediate compensation and guaranteed, lifelong health care for serious chronic conditions. For a veteran struggling with a PACT Act-covered cancer, the ability to access specialized, high-quality VA care without the fight for service connection is priceless. Furthermore, the compensation received for these newly service-connected conditions often pushes veterans into the higher disability rating tiers, triggering all the cascading benefits we discussed earlier: dependents benefits, property tax exemptions, and specialized housing grants. The critical action item for veterans in 2025 is the U, deadline awareness, and the YAMA, intent to file. Chabmyo? Even if you filed a claim years ago and were denied, the PACT Act provides a mechanism for reevaluation. Veterans must act quickly to establish their effective date, ensuring they maximize potential retroactive pay. The sheer scope of conditions covered, from various cancers to specific respiratory illnesses, means that virtually every veteran who served in the Gulf War, post-9/11 conflicts, or even specific Cold War-era locations, like Thailand and certain Navy ships, needs to review their medical history against the PACT Act list. This legislation represents a massive transfer of resources to veterans who were previously marginalized by bureaucratic requirements. Its expansive nature and the immediate relief it provides to those suffering from severe illnesses make it an undeniable top 3 benefit. The momentum behind the PACT Act and its continuous evolution means that veterans must stay informed about new conditions being added, ensuring they are always leveraging this historic opportunity for justice and financial stability. Next, we move to a benefit that is the ultimate engine for career transformation and upward mobility: the BACTO. Chapter 33, Post-9/11 GI Bill. While disability compensation provides stability and the VA loan provides wealth accumulation, the GI Bill provides the critical component of human capital investment. It is the key to pivoting from a military career to a high-earning civilian profession, and its impact on lifetime earnings is astronomical. The benefit essentially provides 4 years of paid education, covering tuition, fees, a monthly housing allowance, MHA, and a stipend for books and supplies. The value of this benefit, particularly in high cost of living areas, can easily exceed $100,000 to $200,000, all while allowing the veteran to focus entirely on education without the burden of student loan debt. In the competitive job market of 2025, advanced degrees, specialized certifications, and technical training are non-negotiable for high salaries. The GI Bill is the mechanism that makes this accessible. However, the true high-impact feature of the post-9/11 GI Bill is its transferability. This is the benefit that extends beyond the veteran to create generational opportunity. For those who meet the service requirements, the ability to transfer unused educational benefits to a spouse or children is an unparalleled gift. Imagine sending 2 or 3 children through college or technical school without incurring a dime of debt. This freedom from student debt fundamentally alters the financial trajectory of the entire family. It protects the veteran's retirement savings, ensures the children start their adult lives unburdened, and provides a massive head start on wealth creation. This transferability feature alone elevates the GI Bill far above most other educational assistance programs. Veterans who fail to utilize or transfer this benefit are essentially discarding a 6-figure inheritance. It is a time-sensitive benefit, typically expiring 15 years after separation, though recent legislation has removed the time limit for those separating after 2013, making strategic planning essential. Furthermore, understanding the nuances of the monthly housing allowance, MHA, is crucial. The MHA is tied to the E5 Basic Allowance for Housing, BAH rate, for the specific school's zip code, meaning choosing a school in a high-cost area maximizes the financial return. Leveraging the Yellow Ribbon program, which covers tuition costs exceeding the standard GI Bill cap at private or out-of-state public schools, further maximizes the financial power. The GI Bill is a direct investment in future earning potential, making it one of the most powerful tools for upward mobility available to veterans today. Its value is measured not in the dollars provided, but in the exponential increase in lifetime income potential it unlocks. Now, let's turn our attention to the essential safety net that provides peace of mind and access to comprehensive medical resources. VA health care. While disability compensation secures your income, VA health care secures your physical and mental well-being, which is the foundation of all quality of life. In 2025, the VA health system is undergoing significant modernization, particularly in areas of specialized care, mental health access, and telehealth services. The true impact of this benefit lies in its comprehensive nature and the reduced financial burden it places on the veteran. For many veterans, particularly those with service-connected conditions, the VA provides care with minimal or zero co-pays, covering everything from routine checkups to complex surgeries, prosthetics, and long-term care. This is a crucial distinction from private health insurance, which often involves high deductibles, coinsurance, and out-of-pocket maximums that can decimate a family's savings during a major medical crisis. The VA system acts as a financial shield against catastrophic health costs. The ranking of VA healthcare is slightly below the financial heavyweights because its priority level is often determined by your disability rating, our #1 benefit. Veterans with a 50% or higher service-connected rating are placed in Priority Group 1, granting them the highest level of access and the lowest cost structure. This interdependency highlights why maximizing disability compensation is so critical. It directly improves your health care access. Furthermore, the expansion of mental health services, including specialized PTSD treatment, substance abuse programs, and the deployment of the Mission Act for community care, means veterans have more options than ever before. The Mission Act, in particular, allows veterans to receive care closer to home through private providers when the VA cannot provide timely or specific services, bridging geographic gaps that previously limited access. The impact of the VA system is not just in treating illness. It's in preventative care, managing chronic conditions, and providing specialized support that many civilian plans struggle to match, especially for conditions common among veterans. The ability to access specialized polytrauma rehabilitation centers, spinal cord injury centers, and dedicated mental health professionals who understand military culture is invaluable. This is a lifetime benefit, evolving with the veteran's needs from young adulthood through geriatric care, ensuring that health crises do not become financial ruin. The security provided by guaranteed, high-quality, low-cost health care is a foundational pillar of stability. Next, we address a benefit that is often misunderstood, frequently confused with disability compensation, but provides a crucial safety net for the most vulnerable veterans. VA pension benefits, including aid and attendance. This benefit is fundamentally different because it is non-service connected and means tested. Check. It is designed for wartime veterans with low incomes and limited assets who are permanently and totally disabled or over the age of 65. While it doesn't offer the massive financial leverage of disability compensation or the VA loan, its impact on the quality of life for low-income, aging, or severely infirm veterans is profound. The sheer difficulty of navigating financial security in old age, especially without adequate retirement savings, is a crisis for many Americans. The VA pension steps in to provide a necessary baseline income. The most impactful component of the pension system is the Aid and Attendance (A&A) allowance. This allowance is added to the basic pension amount for veterans or surviving spouses who require the assistance of another person for daily living activities, iunarigi, bathing, feeding, or who are largely housebound. The A&A allowance can significantly increase the monthly payment, and critically, it helps offset the crippling costs of long-term care, assisted living, or in-home nursing care. These costs can easily exceed $5,000 to $10,000 per month, rapidly depleting a veteran's savings. The A&A benefit acts as a vital subsidy, ensuring that veterans who need the most care can receive it with dignity, without bankrupting their families. The complexity of the means testing, understanding what counts as an asset and what counts as income for VA purposes, is the primary barrier to entry, which is why many veterans miss out. In 2025, the VA maintains strict limits on net worth, and understanding how asset transfers and look-back periods affect eligibility is crucial. While the pension itself may not be a large sum, the A&A component, combined with the underlying pension, provides a life-sustaining financial lift for those facing the highest medical and custodial costs, securing its place as a high-impact, though highly targeted, benefit. It is the silent hero for the elderly and financially struggling veteran population. Our penultimate benefit focuses on career, recovery, and retraining, providing a tailored path back to meaningful employment. Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment, VR&E, Chapter 31. This benefit is often overshadowed by the GI Bill, but for veterans with service-connected disabilities that hinder their ability to secure or maintain employment, VR&E is far superior. Why? Because it is not simply an education benefit. It is a comprehensive employment program. It is designed to overcome barriers caused by disability, offering individualized support that the GI Bill simply cannot match. A veteran eligible for VR&E is assigned a dedicated counselor who helps develop a personalized rehabilitation plan. This plan might include college tuition, technical training, on-the-job training, entrepreneurial support, or assistance with job searching and resume building. The financial impact of VR&E is substantial. Unlike the GI Bill, which covers 36 months of entitlement, VR&E is goal-oriented and can be extended beyond that period if the rehabilitation goal requires it. Crucially, the VR&E program often provides a subsistence allowance that is comparable to the GI Bill's MHA, but it can sometimes be more favorable depending on the veteran's circumstances and elected payment track. Furthermore, VR&E covers all necessary supplies, equipment, and sometimes even adaptive technologies required for the veteran to succeed in their chosen field, covering expenses that the GI Bill would not touch. For a veteran whose service-connected back injury prevents them from returning to manual labor, VR&E provides the pathway, the funding, and the support structure to transition into a completely new, often higher-paying career track, perhaps in IT, project management, or healthcare administration. The impact here is the long-term increase in earning potential achieved through targeted training that specifically accommodates their service-connected limitations. It transforms a disability from a barrier into a catalyst for a new, successful career. The key to maximizing VR&E in 2025 is demonstrating the need for rehabilitation based on the severity and impact of the service-connected conditions, making a compelling case that your existing skills are no longer sufficient or viable. Finally, rounding out our ranking, we must acknowledge the critical role of state and local benefits. While not federal, these benefits often provide the essential margin of security that complements the larger federal programs, and they vary wildly in their impact depending on where you live. We rank them last only because their availability and value are not universal, but for veterans living in states with robust programs, their impact can be massive. The most significant state-level benefit is often the property tax exemption for disabled veterans. In states like Texas, Florida, and others, a 100% service-connected disabled veteran may be completely exempt from paying state property taxes. Consider the financial impact of this. If your annual property tax bill is $8,000 and you live in that home for 30 years, that exemption saves you $250,000 tax-free. This benefit, when combined with the VA home loan, our number 2 benefit, and disability compensation, our number 1 benefit, creates an unstoppable financial foundation for home ownership. Other high-impact state benefits include tuition waivers for state universities, often extending to dependents, complementing or saving the GI Bill, veteran hiring preferences for state and municipal jobs, and specialized vehicle registration fee waivers. A savvy veteran in 2025 must research and aggressively pursue these local benefits, as they often require separate applications and proof of eligibility, but yield substantial, localized financial relief. Ignoring state benefits is akin to ignoring free money. It's a localized turbocharger for your federal benefits package. The cumulative effect of these state programs, when stacked on top of federal benefits, is what truly maximizes the veteran's overall financial security and quality of life. Understanding the specific benefits offered by your state of residence is the final piece of the puzzle in achieving total financial optimization. So, where does this leave us? We've seen that the highest impact benefits are those that provide sustained, tax-free income, disability compensation, those that provide massive financial leverage for wealth building, VA home loan, and those that fundamentally redefine eligibility for care and compensation, PACT Act. The remaining benefits, education, health care, pension, and vocational support, are essential safety nets and engines for transformation, each playing a vital role in securing a holistic future. The overarching truth for 2025 is this: the VA system is complex, but it is also interconnected. Maximizing your disability rating is the key that unlocks higher priority health care, waived fees on the home loan, and eligibility for numerous state benefits. Do not treat these benefits as isolated transactions. View them as an interconnected ecosystem where success in one area, particularly disability compensation, provides compounding returns across your entire financial and medical landscape. Stop waiting for the VA to hand you the answers. Take control, understand the ranking, and start aggressively leveraging the benefits you earned to build the secure, stable future you deserve. The time to act is now, because every month you delay is a month of missed opportunities and lost financial security.